Hi, Paul Murphy here. Welcome back to the second in my series on the Eames lounge and ottoman, Eames lounge chair and ottoman restoration. In this video, I'll be repairing damage to the plywood frame, the shell, and fitting new shock mounts and oiling the shell ready for the next stage. So if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, give us a like and subscribe to my channel. I'm ready for the next video, which will be coming very soon. Thank you. Sure. In this video I'm going to tackle the shell, the body of the chair and all the parts that need attention. And the first thing and worst thing, and what I've been dreading doing in this whole process, is the damage to the bottom back of the backrest. So I'm going to try and take this apart so I'm not working on such a big piece. If I can get it apart. Oh. I tried different methods of removing the shock mounts. I used hacksaw blades, hacksaws, chisels, Stanley knives. Eventually I hit on the multi-tool, which was by far the best method. Being careful, of course, not to damage the veneer. I definitely would though use a narrower blade. It's easier to get in at the little nooks and crannies of the rubber next time. So there's the where I got the rubber mount nearly off. There's the piece that came out, the metal piece that does all where the screws go into. So I just have to clean off the less rest of the rubber that's in there. I'll just scrape it out with a chisel or something. So in the end, the best way to get it off, and I was afraid it might do damage, it didn't. It was actually the most gentle piece because I was able to keep it against the metal of this. I was able to use this as a guide to go underneath that, and I had the rubber the other side, so it actually worked out very well. The multi-tool, they're an amazing machine, aren't they? So that's it for now. I'm going to start repairing this damage to this wing on the bottom back of the chair. And I don't know if I can show you this, but what I want to do is get the glue in as much as I can into that broken joint, and in here, in there, in between these plies here. So what I have come up with, and I don't know if this is a thing or not, but this is the glue I'm using. It's Eames exterior PVA wood glue, and I'm going to try. I went down to my local chemist and I got a syringe. I don't have these lying around, honestly. So I got a syringe and a needle, and I'm going to try and get the glue and syringe it into each crevice, all the gaps in there, and try and get it in. So that's my plan. See how it goes. This whole process is tedious and messy, and I've speeded it up here so not to bore you. But you can see the syringe is slowly, I think if it was a heavier needle that would allow more glue through, it would work more efficiently, but it is doing it. I'm just filling in a bit extra glue in now. I've got it in right into the back of the cracks and that, so I'm just rubbing the glue in and hoping for the best that it's going to hold when it's all done. This EvoStick, the blue bottle, is waterproof, so it's supposed to be better. I was advised to use it more so than the green one. I think it's more reliable, and it'll. So it's a final clean up here. A last jab of glue into the joints. I am hyper nervous about getting this stuck, because I think it's going to be the Achilles heel or of the chair, that this joint is going to be strong enough to take the weight of whoever's sitting on the chair. So I'm giving it every chance I can to make sure it's right. So just time to clean up now. I think I've got enough in now. It's now time to clamp the whole thing to keep it in its shape, and so it retains the shape as the glue dries. I'm using some plywood, some scrap plywood here to hold it into place and to protect the veneers from the clamps. I've used paper underneath the whole lot to stop the timber, the scrap ply from sticking to the whole joint. So I'm just using G-clamps here and screwing them in and trying to get it into a situation that it will hold it in place while it dries overnight, or over 2 nights as I will leave it. It's got, as you can see, it's just holding the angle at the right, holding the whole thing at the right angle and shape, and that's it, I think. I've left it 48 hours, and probably too much. 24 would have been fine, but I've left it 48 hours, and I'm just taking the clamps off to see if it's all held. It's number one, that it's held together, and number two, that it's still in the right shape to fit back together when I do reassemble the chair. I've speeded all this up because it's just so slow and tedious, and I don't want to bore you. But you can see it all comes off, and it's strong and sturdy. It's holding its shape, and it seems fine.
Solid as well.
Excellent. This is the second side, glued back together. This is what gave away first. The plywood actually came apart and gave in, and it broke the other side when this came apart. This is the seat. I'm just going to remove the base so I can get to the shock mounts, so I can remove them and ready for fitting new shocks on the base as well as the back. So that's what I'm up to here. Giving it a final clean out here now, and then I'll be ready for the new shock mounts. I'm gluing the new shock mounts onto the shell. I got these from Eames Addict in America. You'll find them online. I don't know, there's all sorts of theories on which are the best, and they certainly look adequate and as good as the rest of them. So these are going to glue on into the spot that's there. I've sanded them and gotten rid of any debris or glue or anything I could. So just going to now is to mix this stuff equal parts, the resin and the hardener. On this side. Second two, sand it down, cleaned, nice and clean, very nice and clean. I have a clamp and a bit of wood ready to clamp these on. I have the resin mixed, and it's all the one colour. You see it's ready to go. It's a very gooky thing, so I'm just going to spread this on these. So I'll put down the camera for a sec. So I've spread the paste, the piece of 7 paste on, and I'm literally going to just place it in and clamp it. So I'll show you when I have it clamped in. I'm just masking the labels to protect them from the oil. I don't know if the oil would protect the labels or would it discolour them, but the labels are an important part of your Eames lounge chair, and it's important to keep them right. I would use a low tack masking tape if you're doing what I'm doing, because it did pull it a small bit. I noticed that I stopped causing it any damage, but it was fine. I'm using fine wire wool to clean off the chair and give it a good cleaning and scrubbing, the wire wool will get all the dirt off and get it ready for the oiling. So give it a good cleaning with the wire wool, and ensure there's no. I'm also masking off the catches at the back and the little hooks, so they won't get covered in oil. It just keeps them looking fresh and good. So that's what I'm up to. Okay, I'm going to oil the chair shell. So I'm using a mixture of tung oil, tung oil and oiled linseed oil, blended that, so it's more or less 50-50. I'm told tung oil is slow to dry, so the boiled linseed oil will have drying agents in it. So I'm just using a cloth. Put it on. Oiling the rosewood is a very easy and very satisfying process. It's just a matter of rubbing it in with a cloth and ensuring that it's all nicely covered. It's not a problem putting too much on. Once you wipe it down when you're finished, just wipe any excess. I suppose it lets it soak in, but it really brings up the rosewood veneer beautiful, brings it up lovely, and ensures that it'll give it a nice finish and freshens it all up. It's really nice, very rewarding. So that's all there is to it. It's not a complicated process, but an important one at the same time. So that's it, the oiling is done. You really have to leave this to dry for a long time. It takes a couple of days for it to dry, and I think that's tung oil. It just has, that's one of its properties. It just takes a long time to dry, and you're better off just leaving it. I left the heater on in the shed because it was pretty cold, probably damp. These are the back supports. There's some kind of aluminium or an alloy or something, but I'm just going to give them a polish, and I just started on this one. And you can see that it's coming just to test it, and it's coming up nice, so I'm going to get on with it. So I'll just show you how I get on. Polish back on. So what did you think of that video? You liked it and you've subscribed, have you? Okay. I hope you enjoyed that video. The next video is going to include the restoration of the leather and the assembly of the chair and completion of the project. So if you did like it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and get notifications of future videos. Thank you. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye.